place.
Hey everybody, this is PlayQuest 17 and we are starting episode 2 of the
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Please, Bigby.
And currently,
Promise me you
if you've
won't
been
tell Beast
following
you
the
saw me.
series, welcome back. If you are here new to the channel, thank you for showing up.
It's
I'm going
not what
to
you might be thinking.
try
Have
and...
you seen my wife?
I'll just
Have you
wait.
seen Beauty? Motherfucker.
Come with me.
Don't interrupt me, Miss Snow!
You asked me a question.
Don't change the subject. You are to blame for this unpleasantness, Miss Snow.
No, I'm D. He's dumb.
But he said if word of this ever got back to him, if he ever thought you knew, or Miss White, he'd come back and kill my boy.
I'm looking for the woodsman.
Well, he's not here.
Ollie, you're out of paper towels and they're gonna string me up, Bigby. Like you said, it looks fucking bad. It looks really bad, but I didn't do it.
Alright, I got $100 for the first bloke that can tell me something about a girl named... Fuck, man!
This fucking lapdog. He comes sniffing around this part. That rich fucks and the women's need to take down. Ain't that right, Bigby?
Now things are worse off than they've ever been.
Well, that's not true.
Right. We've had it worse, but not by much.
Okay, so I'm not sure why in that preview the woodsman was kind of showing a side of being afraid in a way.
Mr. Wolf! You're making this more difficult than it has to be. If you just cooperate and answer the questions, you can go home. Maybe get some sleep. How are you feeling? I know it's been a long night for you. You look like you could use some rest.
Hunky-dory. Oh, sorry. I guess I didn't answer in time.
Nice. Look, I know what you must be going through. Really, I do. But I could use your cooperation.
Keep smoking.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
I guess we're gonna go like more of a renegade detective if we're not cooperating with the police. Are you okay?
Are you okay? You don't look so good. Detective Brannigan?
I'm Detective Brannigan.
Yeah, I know. I just said that. Is there something?
Do you hear that? Please. Please. I'm sorry. Just make it stop, please.
What in the world?
We have to go, now.
What's going on, man?
What the fuck is going on?
You should be thanking me. It's just a memory wipe spell. Very expensive, but it works. The whole station will forget the last 24 hours and everything they saw at the Woodlands. Well, hurry up.
When that girl said, I am detective whoever it is, or officer, usually if that's you, you wouldn't say that. I'm so confused right now. Thanks for the ride.
Thanks for the lift. Certainly. We found Tweedledee chained up to a post. That was your doing, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you detained him. Dee was at the trip trap when Snow was left at the woodlands, so he couldn't possibly be involved in this mayhem. Bluebeard's currently interrogating him, and he hasn't said anything useful. And Bigby, we have to tread carefully here. We can't implicate an innocent man, and people are already worried about your conduct.
Gonna ignore him here.
Late.
He's talking a lot.
I mean, he hasn't appeared to know anything yet.
Right. Okay, so there's King Street again. So I was wrong, I guess, on those crossroads earlier in the series.
I know what you're thinking, Bigby. It's been one full night and a slice of morning.
Well, maybe I was wrong.
I already miss her, too. You know, I never get more homesick than when one of us dies. And now, for it to be Snow, I've never been good with these sorts of things. I just can't believe this is really happening.
Just gonna keep ignoring him for now. And that's just because, again, he's talking a lot.
Our stories
And
used to be so simple.
Given
We had
the
a beginning,
actions
a middle, and an end.
of
But
him,
ever since we moved to this awful
I don't trust
city,
him.
everything's gotten so confused.
And I'll explain it here very shortly when I get a break.
Did she give any indication to what she was thinking? When you saw her last, I mean. I don't know why, but I'd like to know that she was, I guess, fine, I suppose.
Again, we're just gonna stay quiet.
I just want to make sure that she wasn't going looking for trouble, that's all.
You're asking a lot about.
I don't know what else to say, Bigby. We have to put an end to this. It's been 2 murders in as many days. If we don't unearth our culprit, and soon, there will likely be another on our doorstep tonight.
I'll get it done.
Please, Bigby. For Miss White.
I got it.
Luxury
That's
woodland
not a very good
apartments
answer,
basement.
is it? Come on. Just tell me what I want to know. It will make things a lot less painful for you.
Okay.
In theory.
Oh, were you planning on using that? I just thought you really liked rubbing your little sword.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hello, Ichabod. Sheriff.
Bluebeard.
I was just chatting with our new friend.
You were supposed to wait for us to get back. I told you, if you want to be involved, you will do things my way. No violence!
Whatever you say, Ichabod.
Hello, Bigby.
I want answers, Dee.
Oh, goody. I thought you wanted questions, and I was having so much trouble thinking of any good ones. Though I'd settled on, how's your head?
You see what I've been dealing with? What are you going to do about this, Bigby?
It's not a joke.
Do you think this is a joke? Snow White is dead.
Look, I didn't kill anyone.
And I'm supposed to just believe you.
You were with me when it happened, dummy.
I still have questions for you, Dee.
Sounds like a personal problem.
This is ridiculous.
Let him work. He's got more experience with these
Why
kinds
were
of
you
things.
at Toad's? Yes.
Why were you at Toad's place?
Looking for a change of scenery. Thought I might move in. Had to take a look around first, of course. Make sure everything's up to code and whatnot. Looked alright, except for this big hole in the wall. Might get drafty.
All right, D. Let's get to know each other.
This is getting old very quickly.
Just talk to him.
What is it now, Bigby?
Why were you at Toad's?
Out with it!
I'll ask you again. Why were you at Toad's?
Having a cup of tea.
What's he doing?
Wasting time.
Punching him again.
Fuck! So, this is how it's gonna be.
Just tell me what you were doing at Toad's place.
I can't tell you, and pushing me around isn't gonna change that. My brother and I work hard, and we keep our mouths shut. That's the deal.
I forgot about your brother. Dumb, right? How appropriate.
Where was your brother last night?
Are you accusing him of something?
What do you think?
He didn't do it, if that's what you're getting at. He didn't kill her. You have no fucking right to keep me here. You have no evidence. Give me my stuff and let me go.
What did you find on him?
Oh, nothing of consequence, really.
You have to let me go sometime.
Alright.
You can't keep me here.
Look at D's cigar here real quick. It's Cuban. D smokes Cuban.
I'm saving that.
This is really... What's the point of this?
Would you like a smoke?
Here.
You punch up my fucking face, and now you want to be best friends? No fucking way! You're out of your mind! Unbelievable. Yeah, all right. Want to see a trick?
God, what an evil man.
Look, Bigby, this isn't going to work. Don't you want to find out what happened to those girls? To Snow White?
Let me handle this. So where's your brother?
Look, mate, I'd like to help. I would, but I can't tell you where he is. Last time I saw him, we split up and I went to find Faith. I don't know where he is now, but he didn't kill anybody. Just leave him out of this.
You were looking for Faith?
Look, I went to her apartment. That's no secret, you saw me.
No, there's more to it. You said you were trying to find something.
All right, D. What did you want from Faith?
Sorry, I can't help you. I'm not saying any more about it.
So far, I think we know
Anyone can see this isn't
from
working.
the previous
It's time to try a
analyzation that
different
this was
Not
right.
yet.
Not yet.
Let's check out his money.
You always carry this much cash?
I've got a lot of laundry to do this week. What's it to you?
Come on, D. What did you want from Faith? Sweet girl like her.
Sweet? You think that girl was sweet? She was a fucking thief. Fucking sweet. Faith was plenty of things, but that ain't one of them. I mean, you know what she did for a living, right?
She stole from you?
Not from me. She stole from my boss. Hell, I ain't got nothing worth taking.
Your boss.
So let's talk about your boss, then.
You're gonna get me in trouble, Bigby. I can't answer any more of your questions.
I'm wondering who his
You know,
boss
I really
is.
like spending time with you, Bigby. You're so pleasant. Let's be friends. I was kidding. I don't want to be your friend.
Check out the whiskey.
You just carry this around?
So
Always handy that way.
It's like a drink, D.
Couldn't hurt, I guess.
Why don't you just tell me who you're working for?
Look, you're not a bad guy, despite what Beauty says about you. At least you're not a total bastard anyway. But I just can't give you that information.
There's no way Beauty would associate with a scumbag like you.
What's wrong with me? You're telling me I ain't pretty enough? Yeah, we're real close.
I thought this was supposed to be a murder investigation, but you're treating this guy like a fucking house guest, Bluebeard! You were making progress before. What is this patty cake shit? Snow White is dead. One of us. And you're going to let this ignorant shit walk out of here in one piece. Out of my way. I'll show you how it's done!
What the fuck? What do you think you're doing?
Teaching him a lesson. Now pay attention.
Stop this right now!
You enjoying yourself?
Get Bluebeard off of him. Alright, fighting Bluebeard.
Snow!
What's going on down here?
Snow.
Okay. That really threw me for a loop now. I thought we were in the episode already. Good, because I was really hoping to break down everything up until this point. And we'll get there. Okay, so the security guard is sleeping again. Or this is previous?
What the hell was going on down there, Bigby?
Before?
Abusing a prisoner like that. I thought you could control yourself.
Wasn't me.
I didn't lay a hand on him. I wanted to do things the right way, but Bluebeard had other ideas. I tried to stop him, Snow.
Yeah.
You scared us.
You really scared us. If we'd just known you weren't actually dead...
I was working on this case. After our conversation in the taxi last night, I got a call from Toad. He said his son found a body. We thought it was Faith at the time. Getting her back here wasn't easy. But hopefully we'll find something on her to help us track down the killer. Or at least to figure out who she is. If it's not Faith's body.
I should have been there.
I should have been there, Snow.
I tried calling the business office, but there was no answer. I couldn't find you, or anyone, so I took care of it.
I'm starting to suspect Snow is up to something
What is it?
a lot worse. Are you okay?
Are you gonna be okay? I mean, with all that's happened.
I'll be fine. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I just feel like...
What is it?
I feel responsible in a way. She looked just like me. And maybe that's why she was killed.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
If someone wants you dead, at some point they'll realize they missed their target.
And they'll come looking for me. We just have to find out who did this. And why she was glamored to look like me. I mean, that's what it is, right? So, what's our next move?
I'll figure it out. Oh, I guess I
If
had
we're
to
going
choose
to work
silence.
together on this, you need to actually talk to me. I mean, what do you expect me to do? Sit around the business office twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the big bad wolf to solve all my problems?
I'm the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff, Snow. I go out and do the dirty work to keep you all safe.
And what am I here for then? I'm not going to be an errand girl for Crane anymore.
I just want you to be careful. I almost lost you once.
I'm not yours to lose.
Yikes.
I'm sorry. I know it's dangerous, but I'm not helpless. I can take care of myself. I've been doing it for centuries. TJ is waiting inside. He was so freaked out last night, he wouldn't tell us much. Even now, he just stops talking altogether after a certain point. He's pretty shaken up, though, so try not to be too, you know.
Myself?
Myself.
Right. TJ's over there. I don't know if you want to talk to him first or after, but let me know when you're ready to see the body. I want to be there. Buffkin, do you have a second?
Of course, Miss Snow.
Okay, so welcome back. This is PlayQuest 17 with we're at episode 2 now, so I believe this is episode 5 or 6. I just wanted to go ahead and first say thank you for joining, and we're going to go ahead really quick and break down what I've kind of started putting together along on the case. So if you haven't followed with us and you're just joining us now at this point, it would be good to just kind of do a quick review of what we've done so far and moving forward, you know, some of our thoughts and opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. We're going to start just to recap it. So in episode 1, Toad claims there's been a loud banging in the tenements for hours, prompting him to call us. He describes the man involved as having a hair trigger, but he admits that he doesn't really know the guy, which raises questions because, like, how would you know the guy? How would you know his temper if you didn't really know the guy, right? That didn't make any sense. So later on in that episode, Toad mentions that he can't afford glamour, and what glamour is, it's like I guess a magic that keeps the fairy tale creatures hidden among humans, so they can't be found for some reason. Don't know why they don't want to be found, but I guess in a way it might be a situation where they're like kind of treated like celebrities that get bothered too much or whatever if they are in their, you know, fairy tale form. Anyways, so upon entering the building where at the time this lady Faither Donkeyskin was fighting with the woodsman, it appears initially that the woodsman broke in to rob her. However, this is unlikely since I think she was asking for money. She was asking him for money. So if he broke in to rob her, why is she asking him for money? And then also we find out at the woodsman apartment, that's his place. So he's trying to rob her in his own apartment. You know, again, and she's asking him for money. Like, none of that makes sense, right? So anyways. And then he also asked her if she recognized him. Again, that's not something you would probably do during a robbery, so that just doesn't, you know, that doesn't add up either. So then when we get around to the apartments at about 3 a.m., we go inside, and just inside the gate, there's Beauty hiding there in the trees and bushes. Claims she hid because she doesn't recognize us, which is a little tough to believe because if we all live in the same area and everyone knows me as the big bad sheriff, you would probably know me from a mile away walking in, right? Not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed assumption, but it's more likely than not to be true. She seemed like she was cold and she was wearing a jacket, and we're talking about Snow. She seemed... No, sorry, we're talking about Beauty. Beauty seemed cold, and she seemed like she was wearing a jacket, but she was either cold or what I think is her red jacket was hiding her injury. I think she was the one that jumped the gate for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why, but I feel like that's the most plausible explanation currently. Now, we noticed the security guard inside of the apartments was sleeping. And later, Snow tells us Faith taken his jacket, but he was nowhere to be found when he entered when Snow took Grimble's jacket and put it over Faith's head. So that's a security guard's jacket. Anyways, go back into the side of the apartment. We find Bacon. He goes into like an inner monologue of ourselves, almost like it's ourselves doubt speaking to us, which is really cool. But I don't really know much about Bacon, or Colin, as you call him. I just think he's a fun character for now. So then around 4 a.m., Snow's banging on our door. She wants to show us something. It's going to be Faith's head. At the scene, we find fresh blood, Puff and Puff cigarettes, and then the signs that someone may have tried to jump the back alley fence, which I think it was Beauty. Then, really after that, we meet Ichabod Crane after finding the ribbon stuck in Faith's mouth with the ring attached that belonged to her father, but we'll break that down in a minute as well. So we meet Ichabod Crane. He's standing in for somebody currently. His superior or whatever had to go do something. I remember Snow was supposed to bring him wine. She claims she bought it, but there was no information given from her that the bottle the Buffkin was holding was the bottle she bought for him, or if that was just, again, she's kind of missing in action, because I'm starting to suspect Snow of something here. And of course, we just saw her pull this total I'm not dead play, but I'm just still not 100% trusting her. Now, after we find out Ichabod Crane is our boss, we meet the Buffkin, and then we go to the magical mirror, and the magical mirror shows us fables of different people, right? So I guess you could look in the mirror, and it shows us a real time of what's happening in their lives. So at that point, we looked at the woodsman. He was drunk, stumbling into a bar. He looked injured as well. We looked at Prince Lawrence, and at that time, we saw that he was either dead, or he had committed suicide, or somebody had killed him. We're not sure just yet of which one, but those were our assumptions. Just given the situation, those were our immediate assumptions. And Faith's father was confirmed dead. We saw a skeletal hand with the ring. We later verified that her father had an incestuous relationship with her due to her beauty in the kingdom, and they both were wearing that ring and the tarp. So after that, and I might be skipping some things, but we returned to the woodsman's apartment because Toad called about a break-in. No, Toad called about a fight. No, actually, sorry about that. I'm trying to read from the notes here. I'm also assuming that Beauty might be in love with the Beast from that tarp again. Let's see if we can look at it here, because that was really informational for me, I feel like. But there's other things now we can look at. I don't remember where the tarp was. I thought it was over here somewhere. Maybe it's here. Yeah, let's look at the tarp again. So here's what I'm speaking about with Beauty and the Beast. How it looks like she's in love with the monster there. Or that's who she thinks he is. A monster, but she loves him for that. She's exposed him for a monster, but really he's a good guy, is kind of what I'm pulling from that. I don't remember really going over this. I don't know what this is. A raccoon and Toad. I'm assuming that's Toad. Now, I do remember back in the other episode we had Ichabod Crane here. I thought that Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman were the same people, but they're not. It seems Ichabod Crane has always been bothered by the Headless Horseman, so that whole theory I had is kind of wrong. And moving forward, I also noticed that there was 3 things being given, right? We had the red apple. And what does he have on his... I don't know if I remember that being there. What is that on his hat there? Interesting. Anyways, that may have always been there, or maybe not there on that dwarf. But we have here Snow looking at the red apple. I could be reading too much into this, right? So that's the one red flag. We have him giving her a rose, right? That's like another red flag. And then here, I might be reaching, but we have sort of a red symbol here, and that could be the other red flag. Again, just could be reading into it too much. Now, anyways. So when we return to the Toadsman's apartment, we hear his son crying, and it turns out one of the Tweedles, either Tweedledee or Tweedledum, broke in looking for something. The son essentially, he tries to hide it and says nothing happened, but the son just essentially says that some guys broke in and threatened the family, or Toad said that, and that's why he was being secretive about what had happened there. And then they reach in the fireplace and pull out Donkey Skin's jacket, which would be this girl's jacket, and see she has this ring. Now, his son did say that he often he steals things or borrows them without permission kind of deal, so just, take from that what it is. Now, Snow opened up inside the Donkey Skin coat. In the mouth there was a letter, and that was addressed to Prince Lawrence, and it just said, "I'm sorry," and it was by Faith, I believe. It didn't say D, it said F, for Faith. So I'm thinking Faith is still alive. And then also, when we went to the Prince Lawrence's apartment, Tweedledee claims that Lawrence killed himself after hearing about Faith, but the evidence doesn't seem to align. The bullet wound direction, such as the blood splatter and Tweedledee's positioning, at least to me, suggests otherwise, that Prince Lawrence was killed. But if he wasn't killed, then to prove that, Tweedledee would have to be left-handed. It would be strange to shoot somebody with your non-dominant hand while both looking the same way. It would be almost impossible, right? If you're standing to the right of somebody and you use your left hand to shoot them because of the blood splatter, it's a possibility, but you'd have to be left-handed typically, because if you were right-handed, you would be having to point the gun off to your side over weird, like your arm would have to be all the way across your body with the gun in hand. That's just weird for that way to take place. Then so we go to the bar. We went to the bar. I don't remember the name of the bar, but we went to find the woodsman. People there act like they don't know him, and we get in a fight with a guy named what's his name? Grim? Was it Grim? I think it was Grim. He's just upset about something. We get in a fight. Everything's good. We don't hurt him or anything, or make it any worse, or rip off his arm. But we then notice the woodsman walk out of the bathroom, and then we kind of let the tension rise a bit. After that, after the fight with Grim, I'm sitting there with the woodsman, and then Tweedledee comes walking in saying, $100 if we know the information on some girl. Now, with that, he recognizes us. We chose to chase D because I feel like right now at this point the woodsman path is kind of a dead end. But at least when I chose it at the time, I felt like we could find more with Tweedledee. And I think we found a great story twist, of course, but it's just getting thicker. So after chasing Tweedledee, Tweedledum knocks us out. Snow White finds us in the alley. That's over. We talk with Snow White a little bit in the car. Jump to the next scene. Essentially, it's another severed head, but it's Snow White's this time, and it's placed exactly kind of how Donkey Skin's head was placed when it was severed. I don't remember if there's anything in her mouth. I don't believe so. But I did suspect at the time that there is another victim. It could be someone disguised as Snow, because in the tarot cards, I remembered that at least what it had showed was there was a girl that was either thrown off the top of a wall or had fallen to her death, and it looked like the person that was standing above her who did it or knew something of it looked just like her, very similar, almost a dual identity. And then outside of that, and if you're still here with me, thank you so much. We're almost finished though. And then outside of that, oh yeah, this has been great so far. These were from my notes, and I'm excited to see what happens the fact that Snow White is like a double agent and now she's trying to throw somebody off of her trail is interesting, because that would seem to be there's a higher entity, someone of a higher power that shut us off from seeing what really happened with Faith in the Fable mirror, right? Because I think only Ichabod could have some power like that, or maybe some other mystical force, but we would know about him, I would think. So this might be above us, and then the Snow White faked her death to throw off something else that she may have found with Ichabod Crane. Again, these are all assumptions, and let's get into it. So I do thank you for staying here with this rant, but now with the recording and everything else, I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut this short really fast. Yeah, we're at 35 minutes, guys, so I'll just go ahead and start from here at the very next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is PlayQuest 17, and let's get it going on the next episode. All right. Thank you. Bye.